Daughters. My name is Gina Touchton, and I live in the lovely town of Notasulga, Alabama. First of all, I'm really sad that you could not join your constituents here tonight, and I'm hoping sometime in the future you will choose to join us. I would like to also focus on some foreign policy. I guess I could have changed my questions. Right now, things are heating up in the world and scaring the bejesus out of probably a whole bunch of us. But I'd like to focus on one of the bills that you proposed earlier this year. On January 3rd, 2017, you introduced the American Sovereignty Act of 2017, H.R. 193. The main purpose of the bill is to end all membership of the United States in the United Nations. Let that sink in, everyone. The United States would pull out of the United Nations. Doing so would mean repealing the United Nations Participation Act of 1945, enacted just months after the end of World War II. The U.S. headquarters in New York City would be shuttered, and the bill also includes a provision repealing the UN's Environment Program Participation Act of 1973, which became law, H.R. 6768, in the same year, and was signed by no other than Richard Nixon. Although no organization is perfect, including the UN, what advantages would the United States accrue if we completely withdrew from the UN? I was wondering if you took into consideration the disadvantages also. The most obvious being not having a seat on the UN's Security Council and thus having a diminished role on the world stage. The United States' voice as an advocate for cooperation between nations and justice for people around the world would become more muted. So I would like for you to explain your thought process when composing this bill. This goes a little bit hand in hand also. Another thing that's been distressing me with the Trump administration is his budget. And one of them is the extreme budget cuts for the State Department. This includes foreign aid, which only makes up 1% of the overall budget. So eliminating the programs such as USAID and other development programs, and along with fighting pandemics like Ebola and stopping human trafficking, would not account for a whole bunch of money, 1% of the budget. Apparently, this money would be funneled to the Pentagon, whose budget is slated to grow by 50%. Marco Rubio tweeted that foreign aid is not a charity. We must make sure it is well spent, but it is less than 1% of the budget, and it is critical to our national security. A group of 121 retired Army generals and naval admirals sent a letter to Congress and the White House protesting the targeted budget cuts. They quoted the Secretary of Defense, General Mattis, as saying, "If you don't fully fund the State Department, then I need to buy more ammunition." So my question to you is whether you believe that the soft power of diplomacy and foreign aid programs are just as important as military might. Thank you.